First of all, Joe Mustick, who couldn't make it tonight, had planned to read from My Name is Rachel Corrie, a play written by Alan Rickman, which was banned from a New York theater a few years ago because the theater club didn't like its message of peace with justice for Palestinian Christians, Muslims, and other non-Jews in the occupied areas of the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza. My Name is Rachel Corrie was developed by Alan Rickman from the American college student Rachel Corrie's diaries. Rachel was killed in the West Bank by Israeli forces while she was trying to prevent the demolition of a Palestinian home. Shalom. Alright, my name is Emelie Samuelson. I am here at the Hickory Bookshop in Washington Depot, Connecticut, and I am reading from one of my favorite books, The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This book is banned because I think it covers a lot of the topics that most parents don't want their kids to confront, including drugs, alcohol, sex, and abuse. However, it is one of the most beautiful books I have ever read in my entire life. It is a story of a boy named Charlie who is going through a really rough time, and it shows that through his letters to an anonymous friend, and through books, and through the friends that he meets in his days in high school, you really can get through anything. Another interesting thing happened at the party before we left. Patrick came downstairs. I guess Brad had left. And Patrick smiled. And Bob started to make fun of him for having a crush on the quarterback. And Patrick smiled more. I don't think I ever saw Patrick smile so much. And then Patrick pointed at me and said something to Bob. He's something, isn't he? Bob nodded his head. Patrick then said something I don't think I'll ever forget. He's a wallflower. And Bob really nodded his head, and the whole room nodded their head. And I started to feel nervous, in the Bob way, but Patrick didn't let me get too nervous. He sat down next to me. You see things. You keep quiet about them. And you understand. I didn't know that other people thought things about me. I didn't know that they looked. I was sitting on the floor of a basement of my first real party between Sam and Patrick, and I remembered that Sam introduced me as her friend to Bob. And I remembered that Patrick had done the same for Brad. And I started to cry. And nobody in that room looked at me weird for doing it. And then I really started to cry. Bob raised his drink and asked everyone to do the same. To Charlie. And the whole group said, to Charlie. I didn't know why they did that, but it was a very special moment for me that they did. Especially Sam. Especially her. I would tell you more about the homecoming dance, but now that I'm thinking about it, me letting out the air of Dave's tires was the best part. I did try to dance like Bill suggested, but usually the songs I like are the songs you can't dance to, so I didn't do it too much. Sam did look really pretty in her dress, but I was trying not to notice because I'm trying not to think of her that way. I did notice that Brad and Patrick never talked once during the whole dance because Brad was off dancing with a cheerleader named Nancy, who is his girlfriend. I did notice that my sister was dancing with the boy she wasn't supposed to, even though a different boy picked her up at the house. After the dance, we left in Sam's pickup. Patrick was driving this time. As we were approaching the Fort Pitt Tunnel, Sam asked Patrick to pull to the side of the road. I didn't know what was going on. Sam then climbed in the back of the pickup, wearing nothing but her dance dress. She told Patrick to drive, and he got this smile on his face. I guess they had done this before. Anyway, Patrick started driving really fast, and just before we got to the tunnel, Sam stood up, and the wind turned her dress into ocean waves. When we hit the tunnel, all the sound got scooped up into a vacuum, and it was replaced by a song on the tape player. A beautiful song called Landslide. When we got out of the tunnel, Sam screamed this really fun scream, and there it was, downtown. Lights on buildings and everything that makes you wonder. Sam sat down and started laughing. Patrick started laughing. I started laughing. And in that moment, I swear we were infinite. Love always, Charlie.